Hello, welcome back. So, today in this class, we are going to answer the question: is psychology really a science? And I would like you to know that I get this question a lot, and I want to give you an honest, proper answer and not a defensive one, okay? Because the question in itself is very fair. Psychology deals with thoughts, emotions, behavior, and things like this feel very different from chemistry or physics. So, does psychology really qualify to be a science? Before we answer that, we need to know what science actually requires. So, for any discipline to be called a science, it must meet four criteria. Number one criteria is empirical evidence. Findings from that discipline or science must be based on real observation and data, not opinion. Number two is replicability. Another researcher in another country should be able to replicate or repeat the study and get the same or similar results. Number three is validity. The study or discipline must actually measure what it claims to measure. Number four, testability. So, the claims that this study or discipline makes must be put to test, not just accepted. Okay? And psychology meets all four criteria. That is what makes it a science. So here is something important. Science is not a subject, it is a method. Science is a structured, systematic way of asking questions and finding real answers. And these answers must be objective. What do I mean by objective? They must be without personal bias. The answers must not be interfered by personal bias. And crucially, science is honest about uncertainty. So, when a new evidence changes the conclusion, science updates. So that is why science is tentative. It doesn't have one conclusion. It updates all the time. And this is not a weakness. It is actually how it should work. Alright, since that has registered in our minds, let me bring this to life. So a real life example was, a question was asked: does praise improve children's performance in school? Of course, most of us are going to say, yes, it does. Everybody knows that praise does improve performance. But that is an opinion. Just because you said yes, I said yes, and 100 people said yes, doesn't make it evidence. So what makes it evidence? What makes this evidence is to test it. So when psychologists actually tested this, they discovered something more specific. They discovered that when you praise effort, which is, for example, telling a child that you really worked hard and I'm proud of you, you are praising effort. Okay, so when you praise effort, performance improves more than when you praise ability. And that's you basically telling a child, you're so smart. So you see that this distinction matters enormously for teachers and parents, because now you know that it's not just praising the child that would improve their performance in school. You know that it is praising effort that is going to improve their performance more than praising ability. And we only found this out because we tested the question properly. So that is what science gives us. Science gives us something opinion never can, and which is reliable, tested knowledge. So what are the key takeaways from today's class? Number 1, psychology is science. Psychology is a science, okay, because it uses evidence, testing, and replication. Number 2, science is a method, not just a subject. It is a structured, objective system that asks real questions and find real answers, and is also honest about uncertainty. Number 3, psychology does not just accept what feels true, it tests what is actually true. So in our next class, we are going to find out the 4 goals of psychology. What are the goals of psychology, right? And this matters a lot. So I'm going to see you in the next class. Bye.